Construction complete. Building.
Hi guys, Comic White here, bringing you Command & Conquer Tiberian Dawn. Today I'm playing an FFA against Harconod and Xerox. They're both Nod, I'm GDI. It's one of these mass Tiberian maps where you just kind of, there's just Tiberium everywhere, and this is like, you have little base places. I think it's like six base places. So we're just going to turtle up and make some tanks. But I thought I could like talk a little bit about like C&C Rivals, because that's kind of like the big thing that's, you know, come out lately. I've actually noticed like there's been a few more people subbing to my channel lately, and I wonder if the reason for that is that people have been reminded of C&C and they kind of looked up Command & Conquer. So maybe if that was you, if you were like looking up Command & Conquer because you were reminded about C&C and you were a fan from the past, maybe you could comment below and you know, tell us a little bit about yourself. Well, what's your favourite Command & Conquer? All that kind of business. That'd be pretty cool. I actually, I don't totally hate the idea of Command & Conquer Rivals, of the idea of a mobile game. I think the issue is that we haven't had like a real Command & Conquer game for a long time. And then like all we got was one of these mobile games, right? And it was seems to be marketed so far as like sort of as a real RTS. They said it was RTS reimagined, and I think like that kind of idea that really bugs people, you know, because we're waiting for the next installment of Command & Conquer, and then we got this, and it's like no one's happy with it. Right? But I think the part that confuses me the most is who that was even supposed to be marketed for. Right, because it's like it clearly had a lot of nostalgic pieces in it, and that's cool, that's fine, like that reminds us of the good old days. Yet what they delivered as a game was something that old school Command & Conquer players probably really just wouldn't enjoy pretty much at all. And they specifically said that too. Right? They said it was for a new generation of players, but if you've got your nostalgic pieces in there from a story and lore that the people that you're giving it to don't know about, don't understand it all, it's like, well, what's the point? You know, they're not going to understand any of that. They're not going to see that and say, well, yay, we've got this this game.
Construction complete.
They're just going to say, okay, well, it's a mobile game, it's a war game. So then you'd think, well, that they would go ahead and just make a regular war game and just not give it the Command & Conquer name. That would make a lot more sense to me. They didn't do that. So I'm a bit confused about who they were marketing that for. And I think that's the part that confused me the most, because EA, in the way in which they operate, they seem to be all about marketing. You know, it's not really about just like pumping out a top-notch game. It's actually about selling the game using the title, right?
Construction complete.
Like using it as
construction complete.
Using the franchise name. Right, which is sort of what they did with Battlefront, like, oh, it's Star Wars, everyone will just love it, no matter what we do. Didn't really work out for them there. And I see the same thing happening with Command & Conquer, right? But it's as if they just didn't have any on there doing the marketing that they needed, well, the research for their marketing. That's what I don't understand the most. And they're crazy enough to kind of just call it an RTS, because as soon as you do that, in my opinion, and maybe this is because I play StarCraft, which is my point here, you're then flat out, oh geez, you're really going to go in there? That's annoying. You're then flat out in competition with StarCraft, aren't you? Surely. But I think that that kind of
construction complete. Building.
Brings forward the point that I'm wanting to make, which is that surely understanding
construction complete. Building.
What you've actually got as the RTS genre and how that's evolved, that's what you would be looking at. So let's have a think about that. Let's say you were marketing this thing, alright? Well,
Construction complete.
what is the most
Building.
popular
Construction
version
complete.
of RTS today? Well, it's no longer RTS, it's MOBA.
Building.
That's the evolution
Construction
of the
complete.
genre.
Building.
Like League of Legends is what, the most popular game played today? And you might say, well look, Command & Conquer doesn't fit a MOBA. And if they made a MOBA, I wouldn't be happy with that. Yeah, well let's have a look, think about this on a deeper level. Let's have a look at what StarCraft has done.
Building.
What Blizzard's done with StarCraft. Well, the most popular
New construction
game mode
options.
for StarCraft is no longer the competitive side.
Construction
It's no longer 1v1 matches. The most played feature in their game, the most popular game mode,
Building.
is what's called co-op, where you play as like a specialized commander,
Construction complete.
all sorts of special crazy abilities, over the top, overpowered stuff, and you play cooperatively with your friend, and you play a mission-like experience.
Construction complete. Building.
Right? So you basically play a mission with your friend.
Construction
It's pretty much how that
complete.
works.
Building.
So keeping that in mind, it's like, okay, well,
Construction complete.
could you do something like this for Command & Conquer? And I can think of a couple of sort of game modes that you could have, right? So you could have that,
Building. Building.
but you could also
Construction complete.
you could also have something
Building.
closer to what Renegade was like. Do you remember Renegade? C&C Renegade? You might say, well, look, that game didn't
Building. Building.
sell that well. That's correct, yeah. But I don't think it didn't sell well for a lot of the reasons that people think.
Construction complete.
So there's more than one part to look at here. I think the lore for Command & Conquer is very good. I think it appeals to a lot of people today, right? The idea of an alternate future.
Construction complete.
Unit reporting. Unit reporting. Yes, sir. Moving affirmative. Yes, sir. No. Yes, sir. Moving out.
Anything up there?
Building. Building.
Yeah, so an alternate future,
Yes, sir.
you know, sci-fi-esque,
Complete.
Acknowledge. Affirmative.
Building.
a mix of both modern and sci-fi.
Moving out. Moving out. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Building.
Yes.
elements,
Yes, sir.
right? And that's similar to what we got from,
Yes, unit. Unit. Moving out. Yes, affirmative.
God, what do you call it? Really popular, first-person shooter.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Construction complete. Ion cannon
I keep
charging.
thinking Counter-Strike, but that's not the
Low
name
power.
on
Waiting
master.
order. Affirmative.
Call of Duty.
Building.
Call of Duty. That's the one I'm thinking for. Taking of.
Building.
So yeah, so in Call of Duty you have like it's
Lost.
you know, it's
Unit reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
a modern warfare,
Unit reporting. Moving
but
out.
it's got sci-fi elements to it. So you could have something like that, and like the idea of like this
Construction
quasi-terrorist organization. It's like, yeah, that's about right. That's about what's quite popular at the moment regarding this
Yes, sir.
sort of wargaming ideals that we have in games. You say, okay, well, Command & Conquer maybe didn't translate that well to a first-person shooter, although I don't think it's impossible to do so. So what are we getting at? Because if they just made Command & Conquer FPS, maybe we wouldn't be happy as well.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Yes, sir.
why couldn't you do like a mix of,
Affirmative. Moving out.
Building.
do a mix
Yes, sir.
of MOBA and sort of what Renegade was? So, thinking about this for a game mode, you've got like a top-down
Construction complete.
map. Both sides start with a base. You've got one production structure for each of your different
Building. Building. Building.
Vehicle reporting.
of your different unit types. So you've got like one, you know, barracks, one factory, one say helipad. I mean, Nod's got a
complete. Building.
like a helipad, a
Unit report. Moving out.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Awaiting order. Yes, sir.
sorry, helipad, a hand and nod, and just looking at
Building,
his recon
building.
box,
Yep. Acknowledge.
zooming around there, and the airstrip.
Unit moving out.
Construction complete. Construction complete. Building.
And then each person plays as just like a minigunner, and you can upgrade
Yes,
your unit as you play to
Yes,
be
sir.
different things, that whatever your team needs to form
Yes, sir. Moving out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Construction
what it needs to win the game. It's
Yes,
the
sir.
unit
Yes,
composition,
sir.
right?
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Acknowledge.
building.
And then you'd have like a harvester or whatever that you have to protect.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Building. Primary building
Yeah,
selected.
Yeah, so you'd have like a harvester to protect in that, and there can maybe be like
Construction
either
complete.
some
Yes, sir.
crates around the place,
Complete.
or
Building.
some little teams of sort of
Yes, sir.
random groups of units that are protecting something. So you're slowly powering yourself up to, you know, like you have with the MOBAs, where there are
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, affirmative.
Cannot deploy here. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
Roger.
Construction complete. Building. Unable to comply. Ending
Unit
contract.
moving out.
Construction complete.
Vehicle reporting.
Building.
yeah. So you'd have a game mode like that, right?
Construction complete. Building.
And then you could also have, like I was saying, like the co-op missions, like what they've done with StarCraft, where you and a friend would take on a mission-like
complete.
scenario.
Unit reporting. Affirmative.
I mean, I feel like that could be really popular, so that that way you can play with a large group of people, right, where you're all part of a big team working together. It's sort of be like Overwatch, but for Command and Conquer.
Unit lost. Building. Ion cannon ready.
And you
On
could also
hold.
have,
Select target. Ion. Construction complete. Building.
like I was saying, like a
Construction complete.
cooperative mode. So it's not, doesn't have to be, you know, fully competitive.
On hold.
Because for a lot of people,
On
playing
hold.
competitively is stressful.
Construction complete. Building.
And then, of course,
Construction
you'd also
complete.
have the standard game.
Building.
And both of the other modes will be built off of the standard game. So once you have all the units in that in the damn game, then you're basically good to go. You just build the other game modes off of that.
Yes, moving out.
Construction complete.
And to
Construction
me,
complete.
that would yield
Building.
a far
Building.
better response from all the community and everything.
Building. Construction
Because as it
complete.
stands, you've got a game that doesn't even
Yes, sir. Knowledge.
move with the lore of Command and Conquer. You'll notice that they had like Seth and so on, and a lot of people point out, well, Seth is dead. Well, you could put Seth into a game still, but then you'd have to set it during Tiberian Dawn.
Construction complete.
Right? Say, well, he still died near the start. It's like, well, he died near the start of the
Building,
Nod campaign,
building.
not necessarily near the start of the GDI campaign.
Construction complete.
You just say, well,
Building.
set from the GDI perspective. I mean, look what they did with Renegade. It wasn't totally terrible,
Construction
but they put
complete.
in the super weapons, and how did they put the super weapons in?
Yes, sir.
Well, they said you lay it
Construction
as a
complete.
beacon.
Building.
Affirmative.
And why do they do that? So that as a first-person shooter, you could still experience
Construction
using the ion cannon, not just seeing the ion cannon, but using the ion
Construction
cannon.
complete.
Saying, well, you know, this is
Building.
where the ion cannon.
Yes, sir.
This is how you use the ion cannon in this game.
Yes, sir.
Our
Whereas
base is under attack.
for an RTS game, well, you make a
Construction
structure, don't you? Because why? Because that's how an RTS works. That's the
Yes,
basis
sir.
of how that actually operates.
Yes, moving out. Yes, sir.
Building. Primary building selected. Unit lost. Building.
Unit acknowledged.
Unit
affirmative.
lost. Construction complete. Building.
Vehicle reporting.
Construction complete.
Yeah, a big battle.
Construction complete.
See,
Building.
isn't this
Unit
cool than
lost.
C&C Rivals?
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building.
You know, this is what a lot of people miss from
Building. Unit lost.
Command and Conquer, isn't it? You always have to have these moments of big battles, big fights.
Unit
And it doesn't
lost.
necessarily matter that much how you go ahead and actually do that.
Construction complete.
Like I said about having a cooperative mode, well, what if you and your friend build big armies and kill the computer? Is that fun?
Construction
Yes?
complete.
No. Affirmative.
Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Vehicle affirmative.
Unit
Moving out.
lost. Construction complete.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Not a problem.
Building.
Not a problem.
Construction complete. Primary
So that's what I don't
building
understand
selected.
mostly about C&C Rivals. The idea of having a mobile command and conquer game is actually not terrible.
Construction
Or even building new modes for it. Not terrible.
building,
But I don't
building,
understand
building, on
what
hold.
the aim was,
Cancel.
what they were going for, you know?
Construction complete. Ion cannon ready. Construction complete. Ion cannon charging.
Right away, sir.
Unit lost.
Roger. Moving out.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Building.
Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, moving out.
Yeah, so anyway, that's my, I would say it's a rant on C&C Rivals,
Unit reporting.
but that is not the point.
Unit.
Really.
Yes, affirmative.
Construction
The
complete.
point was to try and give some positive
Building.
feedback, something about, okay, well, what
Building,
could you really
building.
do?
Construction complete. Unit lost.
Moving out.
Building.
Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
And I think that that's, you know, that's sort of something like that is how is where the answer actually lies.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Unit lost.
Yes.
Construction complete.
Yes,
Unit lost.
Yes,
Unit lost.
yes, sir. Affirmative.
Unit lost.
Vehicle
Unit lost. Unit
moving
Oh,
out.
what's the city down there?
Building.
Vehicle
Unit
reporting.
lost.
Moving out.
Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Acknowledge.
You could probably just
Yes,
spend
sir.
this time.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Maybe you can think of some other
Construction
ideas
complete.
for what someone could do. Neat ideas you could put into a game that people might like, new
Building.
modes.
Building.
Affirmative.
How else could you implement a MOBA style
Yes, sir.
Complete.
Yes,
thing
acknowledge.
to
Moving out.
RTS?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. Unit, sir.
Because one of the
Yes,
biggest
sir.
issues with
Moving out.
modern RTS is that people have gotten very good at it over the years. Like, very good at it.
Moving out.
To the point that if you're
Yes,
new,
sir.
it is an incredibly daunting task to
Building.
even start
Building.
trying to make them work.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, acknowledge. Acknowledge. Affirmative. Unit affirmative. No. Moving out. Affirmative. Yes, sir.
Building.
Affirmative. Yes.
Unit
Yes.
lost.
Unit.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Construction
Unit
complete.
report.
Unit
Acknowledge.
lost.
Affirmative.
Construction
Like-
complete.
Moving out.
I don't know, man.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Building.
Yes. Moving out. Acknowledge.
And so creating a new mode, whether it be something you can do as a team or something you can do cooperatively,
Construction
is a
complete.
good way at the very least to ease someone into
Building. Building.
actually
Construction
playing the
complete.
game
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
and being able to just even just do basic
Building.
macro, you know?
Building.
Unit reporting. Moving out. Unit reporting. Awaiting orders. Moving out. Unit moving out. Moving out.
Construction
Moving out.
complete.
Got it. Unit acknowledged. Moving out.
Cannot deploy here. Cannot deploy here.
Awaiting orders.
Building.
Yes, acknowledged.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Yes, acknowledged.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Affirmative. Moving out.
Cannot deploy here. Cannot deploy here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Affirmative. Acknowledged.
Building. Building. Primary building
Yes, sir.
selected.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Construction complete.
Moving out. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we killed all
cannon
the
ready.
stuff.
Yes.
Building. Select target. Ion cannon charging.
Acknowledged.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction
Yes,
complete.
sir. Moving out.
Construction complete. Cannot deploy here.
Alright, all the
Building.
factories.
Yes.
Construction complete.
I know what you're
Building.
thinking, you want to see Mammoth tanks.
Construction complete.
Unit report.
Building.
I hear ya, but they're better for AA in this
Construction
game.
complete.
And here's a lot of
Building.
stuff on the ground.
Yes, sir.
A
Construction
lot of
complete.
stuff.
Building. Cannot deploy here. Cannot deploy here.
Awaiting orders.
Construction complete.
Unit report.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete.
Unit moving out. Unit reporting.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Building. Construction complete. Building. Cannot deploy here. Construction complete. Construction complete. Construction complete. Cannot deploy here. Building.
Yes, sir. Moving out.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Moving out.
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative.
Construction complete. Building. Construction complete.
It's really annoying I didn't get
Building.
some good scout off down here earlier.
Construction complete.
Show how
Building.
to sort of do it. Well, maybe I just make
Unable to
actually a few
comply. Building in
Humvees.
progress.
Just
Construction
try and-
complete.
I'll pretty much just
Building.
suicide a bunch
Building.
of them.
Construction complete.
Bring
Moving
these ones out. Where are all
Yes,
my...
sir. Moving out. Yes, sir.
Are they
Acknowledged.
making tons of tanks?
Building.
Yes, sir. Affirmative. Moving out.
Construction complete.
Sort of thought there'd be more tanks around.
Moving out.
Boy, he has a lot of stuff.
Moving out. Affirmative. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Moving out. Moving out. Unit reporting. Moving out. Vehicle reporting.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
moving.
Yeah, this is a great
Moving out.
scout.
Moving out. Moving
I'm really
out.
happy with
Moving
that.
out.
Cool, cool,
Acknowledged.
cool. Keep going. Wow, amazing.
Lost.
Okay, finally did.
Building. Construction complete. Building. Construction complete. Building.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir.
When...
Unit reporting. Unit report. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Building.
Awaiting orders. Yes, sir.
Construction complete. Building.
Moving out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Affirmative.
Building.
Pretty good. If only lose a couple of tanks or something for that.
Construction complete.
One tank.
Unit
Yeah, I'll take one
lost.
tank for 3 SSMs.
Unable to comply. Building in progress.
Yes, sir.
Building.
Moving out.
Construction complete.
Affirmative. Vehicle reporting. Affirmative.
Building.
Yes, sir.
Construction
Affirmative.
complete. Building. Construction complete.
Does he have nukes yet? He hasn't
Building.
launched a nuke like all game.
Construction complete.
Yes.
So I've had the ion cannon for a long time, you know.
Building. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Found some. Get those harvesters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wow, that's a lot of Apaches.
Acknowledged. Moving out.
Our base is under attack. Building. Unit lost. Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir.
Unit lost. Construction complete. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Let's go ahead and get
Building.
this up
Building.
there.
Unit lost. Building.
Awaiting orders.
Construction
Yes, sir.
complete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Construction
Unit
complete.
report. Yes, sir. Affirmative.
1,
Yes,
2,
sir. Yes, sir.
3.
Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Yes, sir.
Ion
Yes, yes,
cannon
sir.
charging.
Unit acknowledged.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit lost.
Vehicle reported.
Unit
Yes, sir.
lost. Unit lost. Building. Unit lost. Unit
Yes,
lost.
sir.
I'll literally just put them all in guard
Yes,
mode.
affirmative.
Unit lost.
There's my micro.
Lost. Unit lost. Unit
Yes, yes,
lost.
sir. Yes, acknowledged.
Unit
Push
lost.
that
Unit
here.
affirmative. Yes, sir.
Unit lost. Unit lost.
Vehicle. Yes, sir.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
unit.
That,
Yes, sir. Unit.
that,
Yes, sir.
that,
Yes, sir.
that.
Unit lost. Unit
Yes,
lost.
unit reporting.
Unit lost.
Acknowledged.
Unit lost. Building. Unit lost. Construction complete.
Waiting.
Building.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, yes, sir.
That.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Reporting. Yes,
Lost.
affirmative.
Unit
Affirmative.
lost. Unit
Vehicle
lost.
reporting. Yes, sir. Acknowledged.
Unit
sir.
lost. Unit
That.
lost.
Moving.
That.
Unit
Yes,
lost.
yes, yes, sir.
That.
Construction complete. Building. Lost.
Moving out.
Construction
Nice.
building.
Yes,
Construction
yes,
complete.
sir. Yes, sir.
Building. Building.
It's looking good, boys.
Unit lost. Construction
It's
complete.
looking good.
Construction complete.
Acknowledged. Unit acknowledged.
Unit
Waiting. Yes,
lost.
sir.
Yeah, if this was a 2v1, I'd be super good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Acknowledged. Moving out. Yes, sir.
Building.
Reporting. Yes, sir. Yes,
Unit
yes, sir.
lost.
Yes, sir.
Construction complete.
Reporting.
Building. Construction complete.
Xerox
Mission
is gone.
accomplished.
Okay. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the game. If you have any comments, queries about the match, pop them below. I'll answer those for you. If you have any ideas, suggestions, feedback regarding C&C Rivals, feel free to put that below. feel free to have a total rant about it and be angry about it if you want to do that, or like put some more constructive stuff if you have any ideas regarding that below. Maybe EA will visit my channel. Maybe. Probably not. Okay, but if you did enjoy the game, you want to see more, hit that like, slap that subscribe, and I will catch you guys next time.